Good morning, I'm KHU11 Meteorologist Chris Ramirez. We started off the morning with quite a stormy outlook, especially as we had some crazy lightning, heavy rain, very loud morning. We definitely are seeing this clearing that's happening, but we're having to pay attention to what is going on right now. We're dealing with a bit of a break in the picture, but as we take a look at closer towards of what's happening along our coastal areas, we're seeing the flaring up of more additional downpours is what we definitely anticipated, and that's actually happening as of now. So as we take a look at that radar, this has really just kind of spawned from nothing to starting to see more of those downpours that are starting to move in our coastal areas. So heavy rain still possible heading into the afternoon hours, so don't be fooled by the clearing of the skies and the blue skies that we see right now, but we're dealing with a bit of a break in the picture, especially as we head in the next couple of hours. We're now starting to see more of those downpours that are starting to pop up just the south of Houston. We also have to pay attention to what's happening out towards the west. We have some storms out in portions of central South Texas that are racing past the I-35 corridor, so just the southeast of us, we could see more additional storm activity as those are sort of just meandering over towards our area. These are quite a bit far away, but we are going to have to really pay close attention to what's going to be taking place at least for the next several hours, because we very well could see additional rounds of downpours and storms as we go into the afternoon hours for today. So as we take a look at our future track, this is what we're looking at as of now. We could see more storms move in between the hours of 3 and 4 p.m. We've had some clearing of the skies, which really does warm up our temperatures for today. So when you have the warming temperatures on an unstable day like today and what our atmosphere is doing, usually provides fuel for that storm activity, especially as we head towards the afternoon hours. So as you take a look at future track, we could see more additional downpours to start spreading across the area, getting closer towards 2 to 3 p.m. and that is going to be lasting at least through 4 to 5 p.m. and eventually another break in the overnight hours as we lose that daytime heating, and we're going to be once again tracking more storms on the way for tomorrow morning as well, especially along our coastal areas there. So we do have more storms on the way. We are looking at that flood watch that will still be in place for all of southeast Texas through 7 p.m. on Monday, and we're also looking at additional rounds of showers and storms to last at least for the next 7 days here across the Houston area. So have at least 2 or more ways to receive those weather alerts. We're dealing with a break in the rain right now, but our radar is popping up some downpours that are just the south of the Houston area and along our coastal area as we head into this afternoon. So definitely seeing more of a messy afternoon expected. But as we take a look at our radar, like I told you before, we had quiet conditions. Things were really quiet, but now we're just starting to see those pop-up storms that are now moving in and around the League City area with some lightning involved. So we could still see some more strong storms make their way through our area as we head into the next few hours. So be on the lookout for that later on today. So weather impact alert still in place for Houston as we go into the rest of our Memorial Day weekend for Sunday. Heavy rain and storms are the possibility. Watch the forecast. Be extra vigilant on the forecast for today. There's a lot of uncertainty involving this forecast situation. Our weather models have been in disagreement on the exact timing of the storms and on who's going to receive the highest amounts of rain. So it's one of those days that all we know is that our atmosphere is unstable. We have this low pressure system approaching from the west that is going to really fuel more of the storm activity for the next 48 hours. And so definitely be on the lookout for additional storm activity, especially if you are planning to travel across Houston or use our area roadways for the next few hours. Because like I said before, we started off quiet. We had those storms that are now racing into Louisiana. That really was what was moving through the Houston area early this morning. But now we're starting to see more of this boundary starting to approach in from the southeast, of course, from the coastal area. So if you're thinking that you're going to Galveston and you're going to be able to escape the storm activity, we're now starting to see more of those storms moving into the Galveston area right now and across the League City area. But we're also looking at additional storm activity moving in from the west as well. You have a line of storms stretching as far south as just to the south of Corpus Christi area, moving into San Antonio. So it's these line of storms that are just moving and racing off towards the east, and that's what we're going to have to keep an eye on, is these impulses of disturbances that are moving through, and that's going to be the recipe for more storms storm activity for the rest of today and for the rest of this afternoon. So just also keep in mind that we could see additional rain totals between 3 and 5 inches of rain in some locations. So if you are making your way through the area, it only takes one storm to drop 3 to 5 inches of rain in a given hour, and it only takes 2 to 3 inches of rain to cause issue on roadways here across the Houston area. So definitely keep in mind and stay extra vigilant on that forecast for this afternoon, because we are tracking additional storms and rain that will be in the picture at least for the rest of Memorial Day weekend. Highs in the 80s, lows are going to be in the 70s. Take advantage of these breaks that we have, but just have that those weather alerts on your phone if you do have to leave the house, so that you are extra aware, and you can always get the app notifications on any impending weather impacts here across the Houston area on the KHOU 11 app. And it's going to be very useful for it today, because we are looking at more storm activity to persist at least through the rest of our weekend, and ultimately for the next 7 days. So we're going to have a daily rain chance persisting through the area. I'm going to go ahead and show you our cameras right now as we take a look across southeast Texas. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies. Take a look at how gray those skies are now turning out in the Galveston area. We're now starting to see, we have folks that are in the water right now. That is not a good place to be, especially when it comes to storms that are just offshore and when it comes to storm activity, because as you saw that camera in Galveston, we did see some storms offshore, but as I take a closer look at what's happening in the Galveston area, folks were in the water, as you saw on that camera, but lightning not really that far away from the coast of Galveston. And so definitely not the place to be right now when it comes to this stormy outlook and what's happening across our area. So definitely just stay vigilant. And if you see those gray skies, if thunder wars, head indoors, especially if you are in a pool or maybe in the water along the coast, especially as we go into the next couple of hours here, because we are looking at the potential for additional downpours and storms to move into our area, especially as we go into this afternoon. So we're not out of the woods yet. We're still tracking more of the storms that could still give us a flooding concern, but we are also looking at those conditions to really just give you, I'm trying to pull up that Galveston cam that's going to show you full screen of what we're looking at along the coastal areas. But we are definitely looking at more storms on the way, and they are now approaching towards the coast. Here's that Galveston cam, and it looks like they got out of the water, but this is just how gray it's looking just off the coast of Galveston. We have a lot of folks that are just along the coastal areas that are just in the beach area, but there is lightning with that storm that is just off the coast of Galveston. So you do not want to be at anywhere near the water. And as we saw this morning, the lightning could be pretty impactful, especially if we do see those storms with lightning with it, as you do see that downpour starting to move in across the Galveston area. So we're now going into a situation that we're going to start tracking active weather, at least for this afternoon. So we were quiet for the last couple of hours, but now we're going into the afternoon and we will start seeing more of an active weather situation, and we'll be giving you continuous updates as we head into the next few hours. But be extra careful out there, be extra vigilant when these storms because we could go from clear and sunny skies to stormy and flooding conditions in a heartbeat, or maybe not a heartbeat, but maybe in an hour going into this afternoon. So that's what we're looking at as of now. Lots of uncertainty in terms of timing, but at least have 2 or more ways to receive those weather alerts. Can't stress that enough as we head into the afternoon. So be safe out there and have a safe rest of your Memorial Day weekend. I'm Meteorologist Chris Ramirez with your weather update. I will be back in an hour or maybe a couple of hours for the next update, or when we see fit. If the weather situation starts unfolding where we're seeing more storms, we'll be back here on our live stream. Have a good rest of your day and be safe out there.